We got
Pity Party, Melanie Martinez. Pity Party.
I swear, watching a Melanie Martinez music video makes me feel like I'm watching like a segment of like Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm. Like the real life Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. With more relevant issues.
Did my invitations disappear? What I put my heart on every cursive letter. Tell me why the hell no one is here. Tell me what to do to make it all feel better. Maybe it's a cruel joke on me. Whatever, whatever. Just means there's way more cake for me. Forever, forever. It's my party and I cry for one, two, cry for one, two, pop, pop, pop. How kind till the candles burn down this place. How kind till my pity parties in flames. It's my party and I cry for one, two, cry for one, two, pop, pop, pop. How kind till the candles burn down this place. How kind till my pity parties in flames.
I love her like cover to it's
My party and I'll die if I want to. Or cry if I want to.
I don't think it's cry.
I forget whose song that is. But yeah.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah, and she put her own signature to it.
Love it. Like the beat is so hard.
How kind till my pity parties in flames. Maybe if I knew all of them well, I wouldn't have been trapped inside this hell that holds me. Maybe if I casted out a spell, but told them decorations were in pastel ribbons. Maybe it's a cruel joke on me. Whatever, whatever. Just means there's way more cake for me. Forever, forever. It's my party and I cry for one, two, cry for one, two, pop, pop, pop. How kind till the candles burn down this place. How kind till my pity parties in flames. It's my party and I cry for one, two, cry for one, two, pop, pop, pop. How kind till the candles burn down this place. How kind till my pity parties in flames. I'm laughing, I'm crying, it feels like I'm dying. I'm laughing, I'm crying, it feels like I'm dying. I'm laughing, I'm crying, it feels like I'm dying. I'm dying, I'm dying. It's my party and I cry for one, two, for one, two.
And I like the theme. Like, at least for me, the theme is that feeling of isolation. And I think the more you're isolated, the more you have this disconnection from reality. Because if you spend a lot of time with people, you're I would say you're more grounded, right? Because you're kind of more embedded into actually what's going on and what's around you versus being in isolation. You can spend a lot of time in just deep thought, where like she has this party where she wanted people to come. She was sending out these invitations and no one showed up. And I think she's trying to make the best out of a bad situation, but it's obviously not really working out to her benefit.
Yeah, for me, it seems like she's suppressing her real feelings. Like she is, like in the beginning, she talked about how she had this party, she wanted everyone to go, and she thought something happened to it. And so realizing that no one showed up, she's like, oh, there's more cake for me. But you can tell in her face, like she's really upset. So it makes me think about how we are so, not all the time, but like, we don't really want to show our true feelings when it comes to like feeling sad, or in her case, the fact that no one showed up at her party. She doesn't want to verbalize how she really feels, but you can tell she's upset. Like she starts like tearing apart her stuffed animals, and she even says something about crying and then laughing.
Right.
And I love how she uses those two emotions, because you ever cry to the point where you start laughing? Like, it's so weird. Like, those two emotions sometimes I feel like are very similar.
For me, it's like anger and laughter.
Like hysteria too.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me think about like the Joker, for instance, and how he always supplements his sadness and anger with humor. And I think a lot of people who gravitate towards humor sometimes are probably like the saddest people. I've heard that a lot of times too.
Yeah. I also think it depends on how you look at it, because I also think it could be one of the best ways to cope, right? It's why it's a very common defense mechanism to laugh. You know, when someone angers you, you laugh. Like it's a defense mechanism that we use, and comedians vent through laughter and gestures and stuff like that. Like we've had people that use that pain and just tell stories and make people laugh about it. It just, for that moment, it makes it easier to cope versus just grieving, right? Because that's a very uncomfortable emotion, to feel sadness. But at some point, you have to go through that, even if you do laugh it off. But I like the theme so far. It's good, and it just makes me think about like how important a social life is. Although like a lot of us can be introverted, we need as humans, like we need some social
Connection.
Yeah, we need some of it. It's why people get cats, dogs, why you have family, or at least friends that act as family. So sometimes you don't have direct family members that you connect with, but you'll have like a surrogate family. Because otherwise, if you're just isolated for the most part of your day, for most days, that can be overwhelming, I think, for most people. Unless you're one of those people that are really good at keeping yourself busy, then you might just come out socially awkward, but you know, you kind of spend your time just ingrained in like work or like hobbies, you know.
I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's my party and I'm crying for one two. It's my party and I'm crying for one two. It's my party and I'm crying for one two. Crying for one two. How going till the candles burn down this place? How going till my pity parties in flames? It's my party and I'm crying for one two. Crying for one two. How going till the candles burn down this place? How going till my pity parties in flames? It's my party. It's my party. It's my party. It's my party. It's my party and I'm crying for one two. Crying for one two.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
it's on
gosh.
fire.
Yo, she would play such an amazing Harley Quinn. Like her and the Joker. Oh my gosh. She
I mean,
gives
that-
me Joker vibes.
That girl that plays Harley Quinn, she does an amazing job.
She
though.
does.
She does a pretty good fucking job. I forget the actress's name. But if I had to bet, I think Melanie Martinez is heavily influenced by fairy tales. Because a lot of
No shit.
yeah,